연말이 되면 더욱더 생각나는 명작 동화 몇 편이 있는데요. 오늘은 오스카 와일드의 행복한 왕자를 한국어 버전 그리고 영어 버전으로 준비했어요. 아름답고 따뜻한 세상을 꿈꾸며 행복한 왕자 만나러 지금 저와 함께 가보실까요? 행복한 왕자. 옛날 어느 마을 광장 가운데에 크고도 멋진 동상 하나가 우뚝 서 있었습니다. 사람들은 그 동상을 행복한 왕자라고 불렀어요. 반짝반짝 빛나는 왕관을 쓰고 보석이 박힌 칼도 차고 있었죠. 왕관은 물론 이곳저곳에 값비싼 보석이 박혀 있고 쇠로 만든 몸 전체는 황금으로 덮여 있었습니다. 어느 날 제비 한 마리가 쉴 곳을 찾다가 행복한 왕자 동상 아래에 내려앉았어요. 그런데 물방울이 제비 머리 위로 떨어지는 거예요. 제비가 놀라서 하늘을 쳐다봤는데 비가 오는 것이 아니라 행복한 왕자가 울고 있는 것이었습니다. 왕자님, 왜 울고 있나요? 너무 슬프구나. 돈이 없어서 고통받는 사람들이 보이는구나. 저기 창문을 보렴. 어린아이가 아파서 누워있는데 그 아이의 엄마는 너무 가난해서 약을 살 돈도 없구나. 제비야, 내 칼자루에 박힌 루비를 뽑아서 저 아이의 집에 놓고 와주렴. 제비는 그렇게 했습니다. 왕자는 계속 부탁을 했고 제비는 부지런히 보석을 빼서 왕자의 부탁대로 가난한 사람들에게 가져다 줬죠. 갖가지 보석과 황금으로 빛나던 동상은 점점 초라해졌습니다. 하지만 왕자는 행복했어요. 제비는 왕자의 당부대로 동상 전체를 덮은 황금 조각도 조금씩 벗겨서 가난한 사람들을 도왔죠. 어느덧 겨울이 찾아왔습니다. 이제 왕자의 동상은 조그마한 금조각 하나 없는 그냥 쇠로 만든 동상이 되어버렸죠. 눈이 펑펑 내리던 날 제비가 왕자에게 이렇게 말을 합니다. 비록 따뜻한 남쪽 나라로 가지는 못했지만 가난 때문에 힘든 사람들을 도와줄 수 있어서 정말 행복했어요. 그리고는 왕자의 발 아래로 떨어져서 죽었습니다. 따스한 봄 햇살이 행복한 왕자 동상에 내려앉았어요. 겨우 내내 집안에 있던 사람들이 광장으로 하나 둘 나오기 시작했습니다. 아니, 행복한 왕자가 왜 이렇게 보기 싫게 변했지? 아우, 제비는 왜 여기서 죽고? 마을 사람들은 동상을 불 속에 던져버렸습니다. 흔적이 없이 녹아버렸는데 심장은 녹지 않는 거예요. 사람들은 왕자의 심장과 죽은 제비를 쓰레기 더미에 버렸습니다. 그런데 하늘에서 천사들이 내려와서 왕자의 심장과 죽은 제비를 하늘나라로 가지고 올라갔어요. 하나님이 그 둘을 품에 꼭 껴안고는 이렇게 말했습니다. 정말로 행복하게 살다가 하늘나라에 온 참으로 아름다운 것들이구나.
Once upon a time, in the middle of a town square, stood a tall, handsome statue. People called the statue the Happy Prince. He was wearing a sparkling crown and was wearing a sword encrusted with jewels. The crown, of course, was studded with precious jewels here and there, and the entire body, made of iron, was covered with gold. One day, while looking for a place to rest, a swallow landed under the statue of the Happy Prince. But the water drops fell on the swallow's head. The swallow looked up at the sky in surprise, but it was not raining. The Happy Prince was crying. "Prince, why are you crying?" "It is so sad. I see people suffering from lack of money." "Look out the window over there. A child is lying in pain. The child's mother is so poor that she doesn't even have money to buy medicine. Swallow, take out the ruby from my hilt and leave it at the child's house." The swallow did just that. The prince kept asking, and the swallow diligently took out the jewels and filled the prince's request. The swallow brought it to the poor. The statue, which used to shine with various jewels and gold, became more and more shabby, but the prince was happy. As the prince requested, the swallow peeled off the golden pieces that covered the entire statue little by little and gave to the poor. Winter had arrived. Then the statue of the prince had become just a statue made of iron without a single small piece of gold. On a snowy day, the swallow said to the prince, "Even though I couldn't go to a warm southern country, I can help people who are struggling because of poverty. I was happy to have you." Then he fell down at the prince's feet and died. The warm spring sun fell upon the statue of the Happy Prince. People who had been in their homes during winter began to come out one by one to the square. Why did the Happy Prince turn so ugly? Why did the swallow die here? Villagers threw the statue into the fire. It melted without a trace, but the heart didn't melt. People threw the prince's heart and the dead swallow into the garbage heap. But angels came down from heaven and took the prince's heart and the dead swallow to heaven. And they flew up to heaven. God took them both in his arms and said, "These are really beautiful things that came to heaven after living happily."
I've read a number of books through the years at the library next to my home, and some I held close to my chest, so dear, but they were always on loan. But if the pages make me smile like a fool, maybe for once I won't follow the rules. I'll keep it until it's long overdue, when I find my favorite book to read. I've read a story that opened my eyes to the world and its passing time, and another one sang a sweet song to my heart, but the ending was sad from the start. And then came along just an ordinary book that I happened to give the second book. It was humor and heartbreak and something in between. The most beautiful one I'd ever see. And your pages made me smile like a fool. Maybe for once I won't follow the rules. I'll keep you until you're long overdue. Oh, I found my favorite book to read. So I'll pour over you till I know you by heart. And when time wears you down, I'll mend your broken parts. And I'll treasure the days with you that I'm spending. I'm still waiting to read your ending. And your pages make me smile like a